Hello, my name's John. This is a Necromunda Enforcer Taurus Venator, and you're watching Wargames, Models and Other Hobbies. Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be building my Venator that I've just bought. I'm not going to do a full build on it, I just want to do the whole body of the vehicle so I can compare it to the old Forge World one that I built a while ago. I'll leave a link to that video in the description. What I want to see is the difference in size, the complexity of the kit, that kind of thing. And as I make it, I'm going to talk about possibilities that I'm going to do for converting this one. So let's get the box open. So we get in the box our instruction manual. We have some sprues for wheels. We have the vehicle itself and what looks like the crew as well. So first things first, it's going to be building the main chassis of the vehicle. And at a quick start, if I just clip this out, and then I'm going to compare its size to the old Forge World one. There's one vehicle I really did like that Forge World produced that I never got hold of, was the smaller version of the Venator. I can't remember its name off the top of my head. But yeah, rather than 6 wheels, it had 4 wheels. So just as a quick comparison, this one is a little bit bigger, but we shall see when the main body's done. So yeah, my plan with this, when I've built this, and when I've finished converting the old Forge World one, I want these as a basis for a Ash Wastes Enforcer gang. I'm going to include one of their robots as well. So there's not actually going to be many fighters in it because a lot of the points are going to go on the vehicles and the robot. I'll try and clean most of this up as I go, but I can always clean bits up later on if I miss anything. Okay, so C1 and 2. But yeah, I do like these vehicles, and I'm glad they introduced it into Necromunda, because it would be a shame for it to disappear completely once Forge World stopped producing it. Also means that if you really wanted to, you could do a conversion for a Warhammer 40,000 Astra Militarum army. Right, so let's get A2 and A3, which should be, yep, they're those bits. But yeah, I'm thinking of a different colour scheme for these ones compared to my Underhive Enforcer gang. My idea is, with these as well, to possibly paint them up in the colours of the Pursuit and Interceptor vehicles from Mad Max, the first film, which were yellow and blue with some white and red accents on them. But yeah, that's down the line. I have so many projects that I'm constantly working on. I don't know, I think it's what a lot of hobbyists have is, well, you're a better hobbyist than me if you do one project at a time. I can't count the number I've got on the go at the moment, ranging from Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Warhammer the Old World, all sorts. Right, so those are going to go on there. These are going to go on there. Okay, those outside ones I'll go on first. But yeah, time of making this video, it's January 2024, and I have on my tabletop a lot of projects that have been just in a box for a long time for Warhammer. Was Warhammer Fantasy Battles, now Warhammer Old World with the new release. So I'm really looking forward to doing those. I mean, I'm thinking what I have already from like old kits and stuff. I'm going to have a small Orc army, a small High Elf army, Empire, then Bretonnians as well. So enough to get started with. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back to that. I do like the Old World as a setting. But then at the same time, I've got a lot of Necromunda projects that I want to do. Right, let's find bits to that. So this is A4. So this particular model I'm going to make pretty much as stock from the kit. I'm not going to do any conversions on this one, but I am thinking with the Forge World one, the turret, rather than it being a turret with a gunner in, I was tempted to do an automated turret with whichever weapon I choose for that one. I kind of, just because I don't have the crew for it, I reckon I can convert a driver for that one, but I don't know if I can convert a gunner. It all depends on the number of parts that I've got, so that's something that I'm going to be thinking about, and I'll do a video on that once I've made this one. Also seeing what spares I get from this one. I'll do another video on the conversion of the turret for the other one. And then what I'll probably do is a whole process of painting with these ones. Which way around does this go? If that fits in there. Yeah, a whole process of the painting. Yeah, put it in the comments if you want to see it, but I was thinking of doing it from start to finish. So the process of when I prime things, how I prime things, then how I go about choosing the colours and that kind of thing. Oh, that wasn't glued down. Let's do that again. There we go. But yeah, it's I do want to try and finish projects. I've got like I said at the beginning, I've got too many that I haven't finished that I need to get round to do. Right, I'm looking for some parts on here that I can't see. Right, there we go, that's the ones. So A6, which is this one. Also, this is a much more sedate building video compared to my last building video, which was the Bretonnian trebuchet, the original Bretonnian trebuchet, which yeah, I'd kind of forgotten how much of a pain metal miniatures were, but yeah, that's went up. It was quite a popular video as things started to go wrong in it. So I think is this, just trying to see which, so it said B, yep, so I need that little bit there. It's quite a nice kit to put together actually, it's laid out quite nicely. I'm interested to see what these wheels, how they go together, because they've got, they're the same on both sides, but then they have like a corrugation on the inside to join them together. So that's going to be interesting to see how those go together when I get to that point. Right, let's just see how that goes on there. Okay. Keep checking to see that I'm on camera while I build this. Is it that way around? That looks... Let's try it that way around. There we go. Okay. So whereabouts does that sit? Ah, okay. I see where those go. Let's touch a little bit of glue there and there. Yeah, I've got some Tamiya extra thin cement that I am really liking when using it on miniatures, as it flows really nice. I've got to be careful where I put my fingers so I don't end up getting lovely plastic fingerprints everywhere, but really happy with the speed of it. It's the Citadel plastic glue has its place, but it is a lot thicker. It's, if anyone has any other recommendations of glues and things like that, glues and other paints. Yeah, paints, that's a good one, because I tend to use lots of Citadel paints, but if anyone has any suggestions on other paint companies, by all means drop a comment. I'd love to try some new ones out. So yeah, any that you like using, let me know where I can get them from, and I will wait till a payday and buy some so I can have a play around with them. And that's one thing I want to say with my little channel. It's all stuff that I buy myself, all of my hobby stuff. I don't have any sponsors or anything like that. I'm not a big channel, it is just my little hobby. So everything that I build, paint and go through on this channel is stuff I have bought myself. So to be honest, it means I can say whatever I want about the stuff, and as I'm not sponsored, there's no issues there. Right, where am I to? That's A8. There's A8, okay. So really nicely detailed kit, this one actually. It would be great for conversions for other ash waste vehicles, or also in Warhammer 40,000. Be great for Imperial Guard, Astra Militarum, and also you could probably do a really nice Gene Stealer gang conversion with this as well. Excuse me. Right, that goes. Whoop. But yeah, it's what I'll probably do with this video. I'm not going to do any cuts or anything like that with the edit. I might put some chapters in it if I get a chance, but it's pretty much me making this. Just had a little idea of something I might do with the edit. I'm looking for B2, which is okay. So we're starting to get some suspension and axles in place. Excuse me. Now I quite like the way my videos are going on my channel. I like this process of actual unedited making and unedited painting. Kind of lets you see realistically how long things to take. I find there's a lot of videos out there, it doesn't matter what you're looking on, but they talk about what they're doing and really quickly jump through things, and you don't see how long it takes, and I don't think it's the best way of kind of showing the process. It's much better, I think, to show the whole thing. I know people just want short videos and things, so if you would prefer edited versions to this, let me know and I will do quick edited versions. So maybe when I release them, there's the full long-winded one and then a shorter sped up edited one. But yeah, it's quite cathartic just to sit and chat while you're modelling something. But I'm sure the dogs think there is something wrong with me while I do this, but hey. Okay, this is... okay, there we go. So, note to anyone who's making this, all of these back axles and things, it might be worth putting them together before sticking the whole thing in place, because it clips in quite tightly, which is alright at the moment because I'm using the plastic glue, so as the solvent wears off, it then wears off. As it evaporates, as the solvent goes off, there's still a little bit of movement. But if you were using, say, a super glue to put this together, then you might have a little bit tricky kind of times ahead. But entirely up to you what glue you use when you're putting models together. It's your hobby, you can do what you want. Which way round is this? That's the same way round, so that'll go in there, that'll clip in there. Okay, this is actually compared to this, which was the Forge World one. Yes, there's more detail in that. That was a bit of a chore to put that together, though. It's definitely the design of the models and things have improved no end. I mean, yeah, talking of models improving, you've got Warhammer Old World being released. A lot of old models being re-released, and when I say old, they're like, I remember them when they were first released back in the early 2000s, and some of them are probably even older than that. But yeah, I'm in two minds about it. It's really nice that the old models are coming out again, because I really did love them. But it's a shame that we're probably not going to see as many new ones, but we might do down the line, depending on how popular it is. I mean, the initial look from things being sold out and everything looks like it is popular, but you never know how long it lasts. The interesting thing will be the ongoing kind of evolution of the game, because obviously we've got a specific time period which they've chosen for whatever reason, but it does mean there's a lot of people not happy because they don't get to use their old armies because they're not supported in the story. But that's very similar to, I suppose, Horus Heresy, where you've got loads of Space Marines beating each other up, so you don't have much room for other armies. I don't play it, so correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so that is that main, but this is actually going together quite nice and easily. I'm just rambling while I do it, so. Okay, A11. Let's flip this over and get A11. So yeah, the loadout for both of these vehicles for my Enforcer gang, I think it's going to have to be both options, one with one set of weapons, one with the other set, just because I can with having two of them, and why wouldn't I if you get that option. A bit of tactical diversity there, and then a few enforcers on foot with the support of the automata, the robot. Okay, we're looking for a 13, which is that one there. That is that side, and a 12 is the other side. But please let me know what you think about these kind of videos where I am just rambling while I make stuff. And if you have any suggestions for other videos, please drop a comment. One thing that I am looking to do from a comment from a while ago, my Space Marine chapter, I'm going to do some lore videos on them, as I've kind of been working a lot out with them and trying to see how I want to define the kind of, whether they're Codex chapter or not, and at the moment they're verging on the Codex chapter in some places but not in a lot of places, which I'm quite looking forward to kind of putting some pen to paper and working out some lore for them. Okay, so that's the main underside of the chassis done. I've got to do the front bumper now. So that is C3, which is this one. Yeah, this is a much smoother build than that trebuchet. I love the trebuchet model, the Bretonnian one, but yeah, that was painful. It's going to be interesting to see what they release as, if they can do certain models in metal and others in fine cast. I'm currently doing some questing knights which were fine cast, building those, and I really don't get on with it. It's really feels like a very cheap resin, pretending to be something that it's not. But we'll see what they release. I mean, the one benefit, there was one bit that was really bent on it, and I just used my trusty hairdryer, heated it for a bit, bent it back into place, and there it stayed. Which I'm going to have to remember when I paint them. I'm not going to be able to force the drying of any paint with a hairdryer, because what I don't want to happen is things melting and moving around the place. Okay, where's this? Oh, okay, I see. That goes to there and to there. So let's put some glue there, put some glue there. Yeah, the Tamiya thin glue, I really do get on with. And having the bottle just with the little applicator brush really does help. I have to admit, I'm not mad on the little metal tube on the Citadel plastic glue, because if it gets clogged, it's a real pain to clear. You have to get pins and things like that. So, okay, so there's that main chassis. Let's have a look at it next to this one. We've got similarities, but there's a lot of kind of updates on it as well. So let's see, what's the next stage? A16, it's that little fuel tank, is the next bit to go in, and that's going to sit just there. And then A17, right, which we've got the turret section. Yeah, I'm enjoying making all these different videos. The one thing I'm learning quite quickly is the volume of videos you can actually produce, but then the amount of time they might sit unpublished, and working out sometimes I have to publish something before I would normally do it in the queue, because maybe it's more relevant. I did that with the Bretonian trebuchet. I decided to make it on the opening day pre-orders for Warhammer Old World, so I moved that around, but I've got a list of things coming up which I'm still kind of working out exactly when and how I want to do the videos for releasing. Currently it's every Wednesday and Sunday, and then sometimes a bonus video. So if you want to see those when they come up, please subscribe to the channel. I know it's just my hobby, so I don't mind if people don't subscribe, to be honest. I do this for a bit of fun. It also means that although I am just sitting here talking to myself while I make something, at some point someone will hear it, so I'm not going completely mad. Right. B3, so we'll go on to the headlights, I think they are. Yeah, I'm thinking about a few different videos to produce soon. I want to do one which describes how I record these videos and how I'm learning to do it. It's always beneficial if anyone else wants to start posting their videos. And things like how I take photos of models that I've done, my little photographic setup that I have, some of my model displays, and also as the channel is War Games, Models and Other Hobbies, talk about some of my other hobbies. I love films. I'd like to do a few videos on films. The one thing I do kind of realise is though, there are so many content creators on YouTube, so many different videos being made. I don't want to make stuff that either's been done to death or people don't really care about. But yeah, I was thinking of doing a few videos on some films that I like. Okay, that is the main part of the chassis. The next step is wheels. So let's have a look at what it's saying. So I've got to do 2 of the front wheels first and then all the back wheels. So what I'm going to do is... okay. I'm not going to do what I was about to do. I was about to cut all of the wheels out and then just make a little factory line of putting them together. But I just noticed that the wheels themselves have a tab on the inside to help line them up. So we have a what looks like, well, they're both the same on both sides, but it creates an inside and an outside to the wheel. So that's gonna go together. Oh, they go together really quite nicely, those ones. So let's... Oh, I will do. I'll do a pile of them. Yeah, I'd really like to hear what people think of my videos. I like taking constructive criticism from people. If it's not constructive, I tend to ignore it because life's too short. But constructive criticism is always good. And we're just over, well, getting up to half an hour through this video. I'll do a shout out to any of my students who are watching this, and then I will see when I get to work if any of them watched it. Okay, so the first one, that's B6, which is one thing I have noticed, which is really good with these. It comes with some little sets of a pack and an oil can, a fuel can. I'll be able to use that on the Forge World one, and it kind of ties the two kits together because they'll have similar items of kit on them, which is quite good. So it won't look out of place. Right, let's use the benefit of this thin stuff is I can kind of just put the model together, the bits, and then just gently touch it to the cracks, and it does capillary action. It puts those in, which is great. So which way round do these go? I think it goes that way. Yeah, it must do, because it just fits straight in there. So Okay, that's one front wheel. So what I'll probably do, I'll get to the stage so it looks similar to the Forge World one, so I probably won't bother doing any of the turret in this video. Then I'll probably do a video where I do both the turrets together, so I'll convert one while making the other turret. When that will be, I don't know. So stay tuned for that if you're interested in watching it. At the moment I've produced 3 of the types of video that I want to do. So painting, making and talking about something. I would like to do play, so that was lucky. So when you glue the little hubs on, make sure you glue them on the right side, because I almost didn't, and the tyres would be pointing in the wrong direction, which would have been not ideal. Right, so I want to stick these wheels on. So I'm going to stick them on as I go. So I'll do these front ones. Put a load of glue on that one first. Hope I've got them the right way around. Let's have a look at the picture. Yep, that's the right way around. Tread's going in the right direction. Whoop. Okay, make sure the lid's on there. Nearly knocked that over. That would have been a sweary moment. So the wheels themselves, if we hold that up to the original ones, are a lot small. Well, not a lot smaller, just a little bit smaller, but enough to look different. But they look similar enough, the vehicles, that I think when they're painted, you're not really going to notice too much of a kind of a difference between them, especially if you use the accessories that come with them, the stowage and things like that, to kind of match them up. So I'm really looking forward to putting these together. Like I said, it's my theme is going to be the Pursuit and Interceptor from Mad Max. So I'm going to think about the colour scheme for it based on those. The other thing that I'm going to think about is whether or not I put my vehicles on bases. The smaller vehicles for ash wastes go on bases, but the larger vehicles tend not to. But sometimes a base for a vehicle does look nice. I mean, what do you think? Drop a comment. Okay, let's trim some more wheels out. So also, if there's any other videos that might not be making models or things like that related, that you'd like to see, I'm quite happy to do them. And if you want me to do a video on mould making, I'm happy to do that. I do like making a nice mould. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll go through the whole process. I'll make a mini, might sculpt it, might 3D print it, but go through the process, then go through the process of laying it up, then moulding and casting, and maybe do a limited run. We shall see. Okay. So I'm not going to worry about the any bits of extra sprue and stuff on them for now. I'll tidy those up later on. But yeah, so what I'm doing, I'm just putting glue in the locator hole, and then once I've pushed that together, I'm just flooding the join, and by capillary action it glues the tyre together. I do like this new way they've done these tyres. I don't know if they've done them on any other wheeled models, because I haven't bought any for a long time. But the old ones, which just used to kind of roughly put them together around a little lip or something, they're okay, but I do like this method. It kind of speeds it up a little bit as it increases the surface area for the glue to bond to. The last wheel, and then I've got to do some interior hubs for them, because these wheels will double up for the second and third axle of the vehicle. Okay, let's get those hubs. So I'm thinking of doing a few more video showcases of models that I've done in the past. It's been a while since I've done any showcases. I have cabinets of models that I've painted, so I do want to run through with you guys the kind of things that I've done. Right, I've got to make sure I put these the right way around. So that is forwards, and that is forwards. So that goes in there. Let's glue that. Run some glue around the top. Make sure they're pointing the right direction. There we go. That's one. Okay. That's forwards. Yeah, so if anyone's making this or thinking about making it, whether it's for a conversion or for an actual gang, make sure you put the tyres on the right way round. You don't have to, you can put them any way you want really, but if you want all the treads to line up, then it's something to take note of first before it's too late. I luckily, accidentally on that first one, sorted that out. But okay. It's a really nicely thought out kit, this one. And it's the benefit now with the way that they do the kits, because a lot of it is designed in programs like SolidWorks, because then you can work the sprues out and things like that. Okay. Make sure I put these the right way around. That's the way I want. Put that on and hold it for a little bit. That's what I will do. Let's flood that with glue. Always get random hairs stuck to things on these. Let's just hold that for a little bit. Flip that over. Patience is always a key factor when you're waiting for glue to dry. Don't rush it. Okay. I'm hoping. No, all the wheels are in the right direction, cool. So let's just put it down and hold them in place. Okay, so there's the main chassis down there. What's the next step? Right, it's building the drive. Well, I haven't decided on what I want to do for the driver yet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this video here now, let the glue dry and everything before I move on, but just so we can have a side by side, there is the old Venator from Forge World. Here is the new one, the chassis almost done. Still need to do the side mudguards along here, the roll cage and the driver's cab and everything. But yeah, I think with what I've got planned for the conversion for this one, I think it's going to work. I don't think they're going to look too out of place together, but we shall see. I'm going to hold them next to each other. There is a size difference, so we'll see. So yeah, in the next video for this one, I'll be doing the turret and things. I'll probably have stuck all the other bits and pieces together by then. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this real-time making video as I've started this kit. If you want to drop a like, please do. If you've got any comments, please put them down below. But for now, my name's John, and you've been watching War Games, Models, and Other Hobbies.